Yahweh's natural universal Torah law. When Adam sinned, humanity fell into sin and became separated from Yahweh. However, Yahweh did not remove all knowledge of his natural order for mankind. Every person still carries a conscience and inner witness that recognizes there is a difference between good and evil. The scriptures say, "They show the work of the law written in their hearts' minds, their conscience also bearing witness." Romans 2 verse 15. Even among people who have never read the scriptures, whether atheists, agnostics, or followers of religions such as Judaism, Hinduism, Islam, or Christianity, there remains a common understanding. Throughout history and across cultures, humanity has generally recognized that murder, stealing, dishonesty, and abuse are wrong, while kindness, justice, mercy, and faithfulness are good. This universal witness reflects conscience and the law that Yahweh has embedded within mankind. This awareness exists because humanity was created in the image of Elohim. So Elohim created man in his own image, in the image of Elohim he created him. Genesis 1 verse 27. Although sin cursed humanity, it did not completely erase Yahweh's imprint. The conscience remains as a witness of his order. However, Yahweh gave a clearer revelation of his ways, his commandments, through Moses. The Torah is not a new system created at Mount Sinai. Rather, it is the written revelation of Yahweh's eternal righteous standards, rooted in his very nature and divine order, and revealed to humanity in greater detail and instruction through Moses. The Torah explains and expands principles that mankind can recognize. You shall not murder. Exodus 20 verse 13. You shall not commit adultery. Exodus 20 verse 14. You shall not steal. Exodus 20 verse 15. Even these lesser-known commandments. The command concerning the mother bird and her eggs, Deuteronomy 22 verses 6 to 7. He shall live alone, his dwelling shall be outside the camp. Leviticus 13 verse 46. When you build a house you shall put a railing around your roof. Deuteronomy 22 verse 8. Every commandment Yahweh gave has purpose because every commandment comes from him. What may appear small or insignificant to mankind, such as abstaining from swine's flesh or keeping the Sabbath, still carries importance because it reflects the authority of the one who gave it. Every instruction reveals Yahweh's wisdom, his character, and his sovereignty over his creation. Remember, Yeshua taught, "Whoever therefore breaks one of the least of these commandments, and teaches men so, shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven, but whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." Matthew 5 verse 19. Yeshua was showing that all of Yahweh's commandments should never be treated as unimportant or insignificant. The value of a commandment is not determined by human opinion, culture, or whether people consider it unnecessary or a lesser instruction. Its importance comes from the authority of the one who gave it. Yeshua also brought a deeper understanding of Yahweh's Torah by revealing the deeper purpose behind the commandments. He taught that obedience is not only about outward actions, but also about the condition of the heart. The heart is not simply referring to emotions or feelings, but to the inner person's thoughts, intentions, reasoning, desires, and attitudes that guide a person's actions. For example, Yeshua explained that anger and hatred toward a brother are matters of the inner person connected to the commandment against murder. The outward act of murder begins with an inward attitude of hatred, contempt, or wrong intent. Yeshua was teaching that Yahweh's Torah reaches deeper than outward behavior. It examines the very thoughts and intentions of a person, revealing the need for a righteous inner life before Yahweh. Let's also remember Moses' warning. You shall not add to the word which I command you, nor take from it. Deuteronomy 4 verse 2. Yahweh's universal law was never hidden from humanity. It is infused in very person, but because of sin that darkened mankind's understanding, Yahweh had to give his Torah as a clear written revelation of his righteous ways. The conscience is the inner witness. The Torah is the written instruction. Both point back to the same truth: Yahweh is the Creator, and his order reflects his holiness, justice, and love.